Michael Del Zotto, Johnny Laz, two guys connections to the New York Rangers in their own ways.
That's an honor.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Yeah, can you believe you just got looped in with him?
You're looped in with me, DZ.
You guys are the same?
Yeah. Wow.
Ice is ready, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast, brought to you by BetMGM. I am your host, Dan Powers, and with me, a man who told me yesterday that he was busy with meetings, and then I got a DM from a fan that said he saw him on the golf course with our father. He is a liar and a rat, Chris Powers.
There's no way that happened, as always.
I assure you it did.
That's crazy, dude.
Got a DM from a random person that said, saw CP and his old man on the golf course yesterday. And I went, oh, that's funny. Chris told me he was wrapped up in meetings all day.
Did that kid say he was a snitch? Did he go, and I'm a known snitch?
Well, he didn't know that you were a liar.
It was also
liar,
8 p.m. So
a liar and a rat, dude.
The fuck? Anyway.
Got a nice little Twilight round in?
Almost as nice as the incredible chop session that we had with Michael Del Zotto and Jason Demers at the BetMGM Sportsbook inside the Borgata.
Oh,
This was prime real estate.
Fantastic. I'm surprised you didn't say almost as good as our Twilight rounds with them, because we did that as well.
True, yeah. We rolled the putting contest. We rolled this pod right into a Twilight putting contest.
Fantastic stuff. I mean, listen, you guys, if you're loyal, or long time rather, I should say, Empty Netters listeners, you know that we have had DZ and JD on the show before. However, having them in this setting at the Borgata, at the BetMGM Sportsbook, sick setup, and the boys just snapping it around, having a couple pops together. There's nothing better than hockey talk in that setting, so we don't want to waste any more of your time. We're going to kick it to that conversation right now. Please enjoy. Michael Del Zotto, Johnny Laz, two guys connections to the New York Rangers in their own ways.
That's an honor.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Yeah, can you believe you just got looped in with him?
You're looped in with me, DZ.
You guys are the same?
Yeah. Wow.
We
had his jersey in high school.
We're discussing, Johnny and I were talking earlier about the teams that are kind of tanking in the league or were tanking in the league that are now trying to make their way back up. The Ducks were one that we were talking about in the drive here. We're at the beautiful Borgata here in New Jersey in Atlantic City. And we were saying, like, the Ducks, in our opinion, legitimately have a shot at playoffs this year. And then you look at teams like San Jose.
Okay, but hold on. Well, now what are the rumors about with McTavish? They're like, are they going to trade him? Like,
which is such a factor, right?
Yeah, of course.
Like,
for now and their future.
Yeah.
So I just don't know what I'm not even sure they know what their direction is, though.
Agree.
I just think that they're... And I was there, it was 5 years ago, but it's still even at that time, like, we have all these. I think a lot of teams do it. And sorry to cut you off, but now I'm going. A lot of teams they're like, we want to develop picks, we want prospects, we want prospects. When I was there in Anaheim, I think it was like 3 or 4 first-round defensemen. 2 of them, 3 aren't even in the league anymore.
Yeah.
And at that time, they were like 22.
Yeah.
Like they were like, okay, these are going to be our top 4 defensemen for the next decade.
Yeah.
I've talked about this before, and this is why I love what Tampa's done. And then they've won, but they're competitive every year. Picks are like you're predicting, you're hoping that all these picks pan out, right? It's a complete gamble. Get rid of the picks. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm taking proven commodities.
Yeah.
Every year they're trading for 2 or 3 guys. Like, they're third line guys. Also, they come in and like, wow, these are X factors coming in the playoffs. So that mindset, I think, is just it's proven. It's not one GM is trying it. Like he's done it year after year, and he's been successful every single time.
Yeah.
So these teams that keep, we want picks or we want prospects. Like, now it's a 7-year rebuild. Who wants to wait around for
at
that?
all, dude?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand. So back to Anaheim. Okay, yeah, they've gotten some good players, and they're starting to what we think turn the corner. But then there's all these rumors, and rumors aren't always true. But it seems like there's quite a bit of smoke there. This is your future captain in my eyes. This is your future captain.
Wow. Okay.
And how are you? even letting rumors like that circulate. Like that should be put to bed immediately.
How does
Yeah.
he not have a deal yet?
Well,
like,
it's the
insane.
thing that I think is so confusing is, right, it's like we see Zegras finally move to Philly, and it felt like for 2 years we've been talking about, is Zegras going to get dealt?
Yeah.
Is Zegras going to get dealt? And I think so much of the validity behind those rumors was the fact that McTavish was there. Because it's you draft Leo Carlson, that's
Yeah.
your center of the future, right? That's the guy people compare to Anže Kopitar. And then you had Zegras, who in his heart of hearts is a center, but things just weren't working out the last couple of years. And then you have McTavish, who's, you're talking about proven commodities, is proving himself as a commodity. But now they're like, yeah, we don't have him signed. And we're hearing all this shit. And it's like, are you seriously about to lose both
exactly.
those guys?
Yeah, you
in the
lost them
same
both.
Summer?
You're like, oh,
like that would be a nightmare.
Yeah.
But explain more why future captain. Like, do you know him pretty well?
Yeah, I know of him. I know guys that are there. Goody is what. Yeah, he was my D partner in Philly and one of my favorite teammates I ever had. Like,
that's
that
awesome.
Guy is
Yeah.
an ultimate team guy.
Love that.
But he doesn't have that many more years. Like, as a defenseman, as a guy who plays, especially his style of game, as physical as he is, and wears his heart on his sleeve every single night. It's tough to play that role, 35 plus.
Sure.
Very tough. And the game's continuing to get faster, continue to get away from the physical style. So at some point, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I don't know what the timeline is. I'm not him, and I'm not putting words in his mouth or making decisions for him. But there's an expiration date. He's not 25. He's not 28. There's an expiration date there. So who's the next guy who's going to take over? And you look at a guy that plays both sides of the puck, has these like heart and soul guy. Like who would be the other options?
As far as captains go,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Right? Like I just don't see there's even a 1A, 1B. There's not even a 2 or a 3. Like I think
There's an argument for Terry,
you
but
could-
like Terry, but I hear you.
he's not-
Terry's more of like the
he's a skill guy. He's not really a vocal leader. He kind of
Yeah.
sticks to himself.
Perfect
He's like-
alternate.
yeah,
He's a
he's
perfect
a
alternate.
Great
Can you
guy.
argue
He's a
Frankie?
great guy.
I would
He
have
just signed a deal. Like,
Frankie feels to me like I don't want to say a caretaker, but he feels like a perfect alternate as well. Like he
Yeah.
is, you know,
I
it's
love that guy.
and especially when you're talking about the trajectory of that team, you want to name someone a captain who's going to be there the next 8-10 years.
Exactly.
You know what I
want
mean?
Guys that every 2-3 years, like,
Yeah.
they're retiring.
Leo
they're
is the
expiring.
only
That's
one
what I was
I
gonna
would
say.
say.
Don't
Yeah,
you just wait
But
for
to your
Leo?
point, when I think
Yeah,
about vocal leaders, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
And
McTavish
there
over
are
Leo.
There are leaders out there who aren't vocal, but from what I know or I see within the organization, I'm not involved anymore, but I think it's pretty clear to me that McTavish is the next guy. And that's
Sure.
my personal opinion, but that's the way I see it.
I love. First of all, I love how this has turned into Ducks talk.
Yeah.
I teed up the Rangers
Hey,
thing.
they're
'cause
a
we want
fun
to talk.
team, though.
They're
They're
so
super fun.
So I was actually thinking about this the other day. I used to make jokes about this team. You look around the league at great defensemen in the NHL right now. There are guys like Brandon Montour, Hampus Lindholm, Shea Theodore, all these great defensemen who once
Josh
were-
Manson.
Yeah.
Josh
dude.
Manson, who were once on the
Cam
Anaheim
Fowler.
Ducks.
You go
Cam
down,
Fowler.
you go down the list.
There's
there
a
were
long
there were
list.
so many.
And I used to make fun of the Ducks for it, and to an extent, they deserve a little bit of flack for it
Yeah.
still. And now you look at the Ducks and down that left side specifically of Lacombe, Minchikov, and Zellweger, and they're just stacked again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who is the defensive scouting department in that fucking franchise?
Yeah.
Because they
Give that
have-
guy a raise.
Yeah.
It's
Give that guy a raise.
serious.
He's done it.
And
He's done it
Minchikov,
for
I
you.
think, is the third pair D.
He probably is.
Crazy.
Gross.
And just to back to
Yeah.
the McTavish conversation, Lacombe is a guy who I could see potentially being a leader on that team.
all those guys.
Yeah.
So all those guys were prospects when I was there. I was playing in San Diego.
Oh, wow.
Like, we have this guy, this guy, and like I wasn't studying the young guys
Yeah.
coming in
Yeah.
by any means. Like I knew I was at the end at that point. But they're all. I believe there's like WHL Defenseman of the Year, OHL Defenseman
Yep.
of the Year.
Yep.
They're all up for CHL Defenseman of the Year. You only have one first power play. You only have
Yeah.
a second, and every power play now is four
Yep,
forwards
yep.
and 1D.
Yeah.
You're not seeing power plays out there with 2D. So
Yeah.
you only have so many minutes to spread around for these guys that want to get their touches in. So if I'm them, like, okay, let me, like, their values at here, right? These are the next big prospects. Let me get a number 2 center or maybe a a left wing, top line winger, or maybe I'm getting two pieces.
Well,
maybe
they did just go get Kreider and they signed Granlund.
Yeah, but I mean, Kreider's better than anyone. Like, he can produce, especially on the power play. Is he a top line winger? Not anymore.
No, he's not.
But I'm saying as far as those like older players, experience.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. But why not get rid of? That's a terrible way of putting it. But why not trade and bring in something that is a 26-year-old winger, and maybe you're getting a third line checking side, a guy who's into PK and do play that veteran role as well, and get numerous pieces for a defenseman that you just know isn't going to get the minutes that you want for him to develop.
Yeah, sure.
It's a luxury to have that many defensemen, but then you go through it, you're like, oh shit. Well, we need a guy who's going to defend, and all these guys just want their touches and want to be able to work the power play and want to get confidence that way. And if you don't play the power play, you maybe get 4 or 5 opportunities to jump in the rush or make a play as opposed to 10 or 15. It's a completely different game.
Yes, dude.
You're looking at the scores like, oh, okay, he played 15 minutes or 14 minutes, no goals, no assists, even 0 hits, 0 blocks.
Cardio.
Yeah. It was a workout.
Yeah, seriously.
So it just, I think there's other ways. There's better ways to use those minutes and to use the value that you have now, as opposed to waiting 2-3 years and he's just a third pair defenseman that's now learning how to defend and learning how to play, as opposed to using his strengths, and now his value is a little bit less.
Because it stunts them a little bit, even, right? I'm like, you're stuck on third pair, and you're like, fuck. And if you do that for 4 years, you're like, you hurt his trade value because you stuffed him there the whole time because you had no choice.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fucked.
So again, it's a luxury to have, but at the same time, you have to know when to let these guys loose
absolutely.
And find a better opportunity for them, and also something that makes more sense for your team too.
But in that sense too, though, like sometimes don't injuries happen, then that guy gets his chance, and then I've seen that happen so many times too, right?
And unless it's a career-ending injury, that guy's going to come back, and it's a short-term solution. But if you're keeping these guys and they're all 21 to 22 years old, you have their rights for another 6-7 years, you're going to run into that problem for that long. Injuries happen, but you're banking on injuries to happen every single year.
Injuries do happen.
For sure. But
but to that
5
point,
games,
not that long.
Yeah.
But so it's like, we're talking about this. I mean, look at how much we have to talk about this team because of the rebuild they're doing. We talk about all the time. San Jose has the best vibes of any rebuild to finish, second to last place in the league and be as positive as
everybody was fired up. Like,
in that locker room, in that fan base.
Won 20 games.
It's crazy. They love it there. And then you have a team like Chicago, who is the vibes are in the basement. Yeah. But we're looking at these teams, zero vibes.
Negative vibes.
It's
negative
awful.
Vibes, yeah.
But we're looking around at these teams, and Johnny and I were talking, how much longer can Pittsburgh go before just pulling the ripcord and blowing it up?
Okay, I'm going to answer your question with a question. If you're Sidney Crosby, do you, in your mind, does it ruin your legacy of going elsewhere?
No.
Okay. No, I love the question.
There's no wrong answer.
I love the question.
No wrong answer. So I go back, and I'll relate it for you. If Hank played a game in Washington and he didn't have his heart problems, would that ruin his legacy in New York?
But Sid won 3 cups. Hank never won it. If Hank went somewhere else and won the cup, he'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe he did it somewhere else.
Regardless of that,
It's different.
It is, but at the same time, a guy that's played his whole career somewhere and gone elsewhere, regardless of his success, the personal accolades, the team accolades, it's just... you hockey DP a guy, you're like, Pittsburgh Penguins, 19 years, 1 year.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Well, the narrative for fans was Hank would have fucking got one if the power play came through.
Hey, you're right.
You're not wrong.
Hey, but DZ, here's a question. Let me answer your question with a question. Because I was right about to make the joke, it becomes a trivia question, right? Like Sid played 1 year, wherever. It's like Bobby Orr. They're like, Bobby Orr left, dude. Played 1 year.
Yeah.
So if it went that way, I would agree with you. But what if Sid, just for shits, signs with Colorado for 3 years and they win a cup? Isn't that cool? Because you're like,
Marchand just did
Hold on.
this.
No,
That's
time
epic.
out.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, but there's still Marchand, incredible player. There's still a couple steps to Sid. Sid is in a league of his own. So
what I'm going to say to your question is, you're right, there is no wrong answer.
Yeah.
I personally don't think so at all, especially because of the unique circumstance with Sid. And I look at it like Ray Bork.
Okay, quick intermission between interviews here because some of the DZ file got corrupted, but fear not because now we're kicking it to the JD interview.
The league's in such a good spot. Why would you add games? That's maybe the reason why. Will it work? I'm sure guys, we're in such a great league where guys don't complain. So, I'm sure that whoever was part of the committee that was dealing with the PA directly agreed to this.
Yeah.
I think the Four Nations, it really compacts the season. There's a lot of injuries.
Sure.
There's a lot, and you never want guys going into playoffs hurt, guys that are superstars being hurt because they have to do all these media tours. They have to do all these events. Now they're doing Four Nations. Now they're doing Olympics. Now you're adding 2 games to the season, which, at times could be irrelevant because now the season is set. I think I would have much rather seen a adjustment to the playoff format or an adjustment to the point system within the standings to potentially go down the avenue of a European style of 3 points, 2 points.
Yeah, P-Dub's doing that. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
That's college too.
I love it.
Hockey does that.
Yeah, right.
It's great because, I played in Europe and you don't, you get to overtime and team guys now, or you get to the last 2 minutes of a game and guys will hold the puck behind the net. And I was a guy that did it because I'll find anything, any way to beat the system. If I can find a way to get a point for the team, I'm going to do it. If I don't think our team's good enough, I'll hold the puck behind the net for the last 2 minutes. And we did that when I played in Phoenix and you get a lot of chintzy points and be like, hey, it's a crapshoot in overtime and a shootout. But when you take that away, teams now have to push in the last 2 minutes. It's more exciting hockey.
Yeah.
And then it's more exciting hockey in overtime and shoot it because guys want those points. And the parity ends up being the same. I think every year on the network we play that game where we kind of show the standings if it was 3-2-1. And the difference sometimes is not that crazy, number one. But the teams that sneak into the playoffs will be out because there's teams that aren't getting that row or they're not getting those extra points. So I'm in agreement that they should maybe try it for a trial run. But it's so tough because you don't know what's the right way to go and anything in the NHL right now. Everything's working. So why would you want to mess up a good thing?
Yeah,
because it's so popular.
I know.
And I really feel like it was popular at the start of the year, but you guys can agree with me. Four Nations,
dude,
took us to another level. It was the best thing ever.
It's the best thing ever.
And it was the best thing ever. And I feel like don't make mistakes.
But you can't do it every year.
That's it.
You can't even do it every other year.
You're going to kill guys. And don't make mistakes by tweaking the system because all of a sudden we're so popular. And let's not forget that it's that popular because of a brawl between Canada and U.S. It's a country thing.
Okay, so hold on. I want to go back to that. You just mentioned we can't do it every year. Can't do it every other year. You don't think we could get into a good rhythm of every 2 years? We've got Olympics, or then we've got Four Nations, Six Nations, whatever it turns into.
It's too much, I think. It takes away from the,
Oh, everyone.
What do you mean, Les?
He's saying the allure of it.
Yeah.
And I disagree.
Think about the build-up for this game, though. It's because it was 10 years.
If people say that about the World Cup too.
I think you do
for Olympics.
No, for Four
just
Nations.
that we hadn't had best on best.
Play.
There's a reason, but again, think back to that tournament and really pull out from that Canada-U.S. game.
Yeah.
Okay, pull out.
Yeah,
hot take here. Finland could barely.
Sweden-Canada was a great game. The first game
it was great, but Finland could barely field a D-core.
Dude, it was every Finnish defenseman in the league was
eligible. They didn't have enough eligible guys.
Let's be real.
Sweden was the dark horse.
Yeah.
But
who underperformed, in my opinion?
It was Sweden, yeah.
Sweden
I thought
underperformed.
Sweden was a better team and could have been after watching game one. But again, with 4 teams, you're not going to, if you do it every other year, to Johnny's point, you're going to lose the luster of it. And you're going to have some down years. It's natural.
Listen, I think it's a great take. Go on.
No, I was just saying, and think about if your team is in the playoff hunt doing well every other year and your best player is trying to beat the shit out of Canada or USA or Sweden, it's all right, I'd rather the Stanley Cup than a Four Nations win 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Agreed.
For sure.
Obviously, yeah.
But it's look,
it's a lot of hockey.
It is a lot of hockey, but the Florida Panthers, they won the Stanley Cup and they had a lot of players at Four Nations.
Yeah, because they sat out.
No, that's not true.
They sat out the rest of the year. They sat out the rest of the year.
Most of the year they were injured and they weren't playing. But here's the thing. do you think you hinder the longevity of star players by doing it every other year? That's the thing you have to think about.
And that's a great
Fair.
question.
Maybe.
Longevity.
Personally, I don't think so because
Maybe.
it's what? 4 more games if you win 4 games?
Yeah.
But
And
4 games at the level, 4 playoff
At
games.
the highest.
4
So
playoff
I
games
think-
is worth 20.
I think
Like,
if you
one
do it,
playoff game's worth 5 regular
yeah,
season.
so true.
on
I
your
think
body.
if you do it every 2 years, the intensity will go down. The intensity this year was so crazy because of the 10-year gap. No question.
Yeah.
So I think the intensity will drop, but the passion will still be there. And to me, you know this, we talked about this. I don't think it will lose the allure that you were mentioning because no matter what, getting picked to put on your fucking nation sweater is always going to fire guys up.
Can I say something that might actually piss people off? Or like I don't mean to do that.
Let's do it. We're here in the
Yeah,
BetMGM
no, you-
Sportsbook.
Hell yeah.
You
We're in a
can't
beautiful
say it.
setting. Lights are
Yeah.
bright.
Yeah.
No, this is
Chargers,
I know it's
Lions,
gonna piss
Thursday.
people off.
No, wait.
God,
You
when
can't
football's
say it
back.
unless you're okay with pissing people
Football.
off. I
That's
want you
actually
to intentionally
I
piss
don't
people
like pissing people off, but I know this will piss people off.
You do.
We were at all the games. Were you
Yeah.
at all the games too?
No, I was working from studio.
Studio. Well,
Yeah, I
okay.
wasn't lucky enough.
The energy in Montreal for the exhibition or whatever you want to call it, the round robin game, was still
Insane.
10x
Insane.
the atmosphere of the championship game. So if you do it every other year, you might have to do it in like Montreal, like the place where like every
Yep.
Boston is a great sports city, but there was nothing like
Oh no, dude,
That
it wasn't even
game in
close.
Canada. And here's another hot take.
May I though?
That might be-
May I?
Here's
May
another. Here's another hot take.
I don't know,
Nobody,
that's a hot take.
nobody in Canada or U.S. gives a shit other than Canada versus USA.
True.
Oh, also, yeah, that's correct.
True.
Nobody gives
Yeah.
a shit.
There is a
enough.
reason
Like
that-
we
Sorry.
lost. I think we lost to Sweden.
Well,
Yeah, we
the
did.
game
Didn't matter.
We were already in.
Yeah.
But I will say during that game, literally, I was on the national broadcast with my in-laws because they were the only Swedish people in the barn, and
Subtle-
like it
subtle
was
flex.
like people were
subtle flex.
The
Who's this
fuck?
guy?
no, but it was
Dating
like
a Swedish girl for
The
the first
fuck?
time.
Yeah.
But you
Son
guys
of a-
Betrays
agree
his
with
country,
with the
betrays
Canada
his
comment,
country.
right? Like it
okay,
was,
I will agree.
Yeah,
I
it
was
wasn't
going
even
to say
close
I will
last.
agree,
Can
but
you? I have another question for you.
well, hold on, let me get
Okay,
this out.
yeah, get this out.
You are right.
I'm gonna.
that vibe in the Bell
Yeah,
Center
that was
was
unbelievable.
always going to be better than the Garden, but they got extra oomph of it being the first U.S.-Canada matchup.
but this was the championship.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't, and you know it doesn't matter. That being the first time U.S. and Canada had played in a decade, that game was always going to be the buzzier game. It was always going to be the buzzier game. I promise you.
Listen, tariffs be damned. You're not going to out-cheer Canada.
Ever. And that's
For
what I said.
hockey.
I said that. But they do get extra points because of it.
I'll award them extra points, but I still think the Canada game was going to be a bit louder, period, no
Always.
matter which one
And that's
it
what
was.
I said at the beginning. But I'm just
Doesn't
saying
matter
we need to
first,
acknowledge
second. Yeah.
that first matchup added
Was extra spicy.
energy.
But can you expect? Here's the thing: group chats, Brandon Hagel, Brady Tkachuk. Can you expect that Brady Tkachuk and Matthew Tkachuk can provide? Because it was large in part them.
Yeah.
Can they provide that spark every single year, every other year doing this, and not hurt their own personal performance
That's what
for
I'm
their
saying,
team?
yeah.
You
That's the question.
can't.
I wouldn't want that as like
Yeah,
a fan of the NHL
Brady's
team.
not going to have that same crazy mentality.
Dude, he was like a battering ram in those
Yes,
games.
but
I
he's
was
not
like,
going to be able to do that
Yeah.
again, and maybe he will, and he's going to say he will. But at some point, again, it bleeds into my point with Matthew Tkachuk. Like at some point, somebody needs to tell these kids like, you need to play a long time.
Yeah.
You need to make some
You gotta
business
calm down.
decisions. Yes, you've won 2 cups. It's great, Brady, but like, you also hockey's better when you're in it.
Yeah.
And not injured, and
Man,
but that's where it's like it's so many questions
Yeah,
around
yeah,
the
yeah.
Four
that's
Nations.
such a good question.
And now Olympics, you just think Olympics now you got these teams that weren't in Four Nations having somebody in the prove in the Olympics. It's going to be another level in Milan, and then you're going to ask next year to go back down a level to Four Nations, to 4 teams, where now you've had all the countries in, and you're going to expect guys to have the same oomph. To your point, because it was 10 years,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we do it every 10 years.
I think you wait.
Bring the next
gen.
generational
Yeah.
thing.
You get one shot at it.
Yeah,
Question for you.
one shot.
I think I agree. Like I think you
I was
wait.
kidding, but I kind of like that actually.
No, but I think you just pull you pull the reins back on
Yeah.
it, and you make a surprise decision. You go, you know what, fans? After the Olympics, we think that the players, we might be putting him in danger physically. There's going to be no Four Nations. We're going to pull it back a year. We're going to wait a year.
So here's a question. Let's not even get into the business angle of how do you possibly go back to the interminable dross that is the All-Star game.
That's a great
Like,
sentence by him.
Horrendous.
I've never heard that word before.
He's practiced that in the mirror.
Interminable?
We're going to have to fact
It's
check.
I don't know if those words
it's
were
a
real
line
words.
from Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah.
Interminable?
Interminable. So
A
my
movie quote on top of
Yeah,
it, too.
Jesus Christ.
That was pretty
Do you guys know what that word means?
so
Pretty good. No one knows what they mean. No one knows what either of those words mean.
my
He
question
doesn't even know what it
is
means.
Yeah.
my question is we obviously can't go back to the All-Star game.
Yeah.
And I know it's way different, but we can all agree that there's going to be no lack of excitement going into Olympics because we had Four Nations this year.
No, it's more teams.
So we always bring up things like the World Cup and now things like Four Nations where everyone goes, God, I wish this was every year. And people always say what Laz said of, yeah, but if you do it every year, it won't be as special. Why don't we feel that way about the Stanley Cup and the Super Bowl and the Champions League? Don't roll your eyes at that. It's a question.
Different format, different timing. You know, those tournaments, the Four Nations is like 4 to 8 games with Olympics. So it's like, it's a much more of a sprint knockout style country. Stanley Cup it's more about the city. You know what I mean? So like the city, sometimes the nation, but like, and you don't see the same teams every year. I know, obviously, this anomaly, Edmonton, Florida, and it happened with Tampa, but there is
Once in a
parity.
lifetime, potentially.
Yes. So there's always going to be excitement around it.
So it was winning the Stanley Cup.
And
that's
the
what I'm saying.
length. No,
The Stanley
that's
Cup
what
is
we're
once in a
saying.
lifetime.
Yeah.
The length,
Winning a gold medal
and also the
in a
length of
lifetime.
the Stanley Cup.
Even more so.
Yes. No, the Olympics is fine to me.
Well, you're fucking
Well,
head rolling at me like this.
well, USA just won the world championship for the first time in 92 years.
Yeah,
So that's once in a lifetime.
once in a lifetime.
Listen,
That was
hey,
sick. Did you watch those games?
I sure did. Jeremy
I didn't
Swayman
watch one.
shutout.
I'm all for loading up everything.
Yeah.
And let's just make the guys play 364 5 days.
Yeah. Sorry.
366 on a leap year.
Yeah.
120 games in the regular season.
Fuck them and
Well,
let's ride.
Can we go back to the
Load it up.
original question? Was the 84 games? Like
Yeah.
you as a player, like whether you're playing junior hockey, college hockey, youth hockey, at some point every player gets burnt out.
Yeah.
Of course.
So what time of the year for you was it like just get me to the end of the season? Like when did you first feel that in your NHL season?
Well, it's always the dog days, which is kind of, if you want to put a number on it, it's always that it's right before Christmas. And then, you kind of have a little surge to get to Christmas, but it's always that like early December. And then it's February, March is always the dog days.
Yeah.
That's when it's like you're kind of fighting through injury, you're grinding, it's wins, losses before that like final push. If you're in it, you're kind of just trying to hold pat. That's where you see a lot of the standings hold. There might be a team that makes a push that struggled early, but for the most part, it's teams just trying to hold their position before they get healthy for that final push, because there'll always be like a weird road trip. You're on the road for long and things are just a little squirrely. You're playing the same team now for the third, fourth time, and you're like, get me out of here. And, you just came off the high of the break and the high of Christmas and seeing family, and now you're like kind of I'm back in this again, and practices you're sore, games you're hurting. So that's always for me. It was always the time I always had my first coach was in the minors was Roy Sommer, and he always says the dog days. And that's just like games 40 to 60. It's just the shit games that like there's some good ones, there's some great ones, but it's the majority. You're just kind of like, it's just that routine. You get up, you eat breakfast, your morning skate, you nap, you have your gruel, your pregame meal. You've now had the same thing 45 times. You have 3 and 4 nights.
Like, fuck.
You're in like, what city am I in? You're getting at 2 a.m. You're waking up. Yeah, it's great. It's glamorous staying in the best hotels, but it's just the monotony of the routine starts hitting. And it happens for anybody in any job, any industry. If you do monotony routine, it's like just the clocking in and the it's the Truman Show of it all, where you're just like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. Do you care? It's only 2 games, but do you care about the records at all?
Oh, that's
for the
right.
2 games.
Well,
know,
just
it's like,
Matthews
going back to the 84
Matthews
games.
scores 70
Yeah.
probably
I
2
was-
years ago.
'cause I almost brought that up.
That's a
with,
good point, too.
'cause
Just
you
something,
said,
you know.
which I agree with, is shortening it. And then I do wonder, like, if you made it 72 games, like you mentioned,
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that does drastically change.
but the
records.
but the initial
72 is a stretch. 76 is probably better.
the initial records, the goalies were barely going in the
3-on-3
butterfly.
OT now in our
You were
generation.
scoring on the
Yeah,
ice.
dude.
And, you're scoring on the ice, and there were 6 teams.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different now. with-
Brodeur was playing 72 games a season.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
There were ties.
it's so hard.
Yeah.
You're really, it's so personal to your experience and what fans think, down to their core of what they really want. But I don't think that scraping a couple $100,000 for 2 games really moves the needle.
Yeah.
And they might argue that the league that 2 games doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah.
So why not if it doesn't make a difference? But I'm like, yeah, I think it does.
Yeah.
I think it does, and I think if you're going to say we're going to go 2 games that way, why don't you go 2 games the other way and go to 80?
Yeah. Fuck off. Yep.
So
Yep,
it's
you're
like, but there's recovery's never been at a better place. Guys take care of their bodies. There's a lot less doing what we did when we played at Lincoln and having a couple of Manhattans on the side of the road.
With cherries.
At the Borgata.
With
At the Borgata, the MGM Sportsbook.
Damn.
But hey,
dude.
man, you're
betting on
right.
the
It's like,
ponies.
Yeah.
it's
cherries
like,
normal?
6 car, go.
What's that?
Cherries normal in Manhattan?
Yeah.
Mother was
I
a
think
mother.
you're thinking of
Old-fashioned.
old fashioned,
Yeah.
which a cherry is often in that as well,
Not
It's in
orange.
Manhattan.
but it's muddled with an orange.
Oh.
But
good for you.
hey, I
word,
used to
Big
bartend
words guy.
Yeah.
at Buffalo Wild Wings in Crenshaw.
Yeah. Fact.
True story. So much discussion and smoke around a few guys in particular: Jordan Kyrou, Jason Robertson, and now Kyle Connor. I want to go through them each. Let's start with Kyrou. Why do you think with this Blues team that when you add Jim Montgomery, all of a sudden surges into the playoffs, has great young players, Kyrou's on a long-term
that
contract,
series.
should have won that series. Why would they give up a guy like Kyrou?
Some could argue that St. Louis took a pound of flesh off of Winnipeg that they couldn't recover from.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because I thought they were a better team, and they pushed him to the edge.
Yeah.
Why Kyrou?
Why would you get rid of a guy like Kyrou?
I mean, you could argue Robert Thomas is there, Dylan Holloway's there. I hated that they traded Zach Bolduc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
think
I
he's
didn't
a
like that
stud.
trade either. I didn't like
It's hard
that
to
trade
find a guy
either.
in the bumper like that can play that position, young age, can play second power play,
Yeah.
plays hard, mean,
Fast.
I know Logan Mayu's a touted prospect, but they have a lot of good.
Let's not forget Jimmy Snuggs is a great player.
He's good.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Probably the rookie of the year.
Wow.
No.
No, he's not rookie of the
No.
year. next year.
Demidov is gonna have 80.
Yeah, he's
don't-
set up
next year.
for a lot of success.
I'm gonna. Demidov's gonna be interesting because I watched and it's gonna depend who they play him with.
Yeah.
They have to keep him away from Patrick Laine because that will kill his career. And I just think that I don't know where you fit him, and
Yeah.
if he needs to fit in the right spot with the right players.
Yeah, you talk about you mentioned like high end prospects need tops. Like if you don't play Demidov first or at literally at
he's
the
not
worst.
playing third line.
Of
He's
course,
gonna be,
of
he's gonna be
course,
first.
but-
You gotta put Cole Caulfield in Laine's position and put Demidov, and you gotta take Laine off and put him on the second.
Yeah, and go sorry.
But
Yeah.
how does he respond to that, Laine?
Probably not well.
Probably not great.
Kamikaze. Yeah.
But you can't put Laine, even though he had all those power play goals.
Oh.
That power play hummed when Demidov's controlling that puck.
Yeah.
So
Was
God,
Ryan
he's special.
scratched in the playoffs, or am I making that up?
it's interesting. I heard some stuff. Anyway, we'll keep it at that.
Yeah, we're gonna move on. So you think Kyrou is possibly expendable on that team?
I don't. I actually really love his game. I think if you're gonna trade him, you better get a fucking haul for him.
We're talking like not the
You
same
better
level.
get. You better not be trading him for picks.
Yeah, like we're talking like
Because if you're
Matthew
trading him for a
Tkachuk type
fourth
trade,
and a first,
right? Like
I don't.
with Kyrou.
Yeah, you're making it's a Huberto Tkachuk situation
Yeah.
where you're getting somebody that is gonna make you win now and change the culture and fabric of your team.
Yeah, but Huberto Tkachuk was 200-point guys.
100%.
It's
Yeah,
not-
but like Kyrou is a young, on a great contract, multiple 35-plus goal guy. It's I said in the beginning, it's not the same level.
Yeah.
But if you're trading Kyrou, yeah, you're right. Especially with the fabric of that Blues team, you're not trading him for picks. You're trading him for a top 6 fucking like 70+ point guy and stuff probably, or like a 1-for-1.
Yeah,
I actually mentioned
Robertson, Dan. Just trade him for Robertson.
I actually mentioned
there you go.
all 3
Solves
of these
both their
guys.
problems.
I said, like, if Kyrou were to be like, I'll play in Winnipeg, and Kyle Connor is like, I am not resigning here, that is a like 1-for-1, or maybe some add-ons, but like
hot take, and I'm not the highest on Jason Robertson.
Oh, really? Fuck.
hate
Can you
this.
explain that
We
to me?
talked about this today, too.
Can you explain that to me? Like,
Tell-
why
yeah,
don't people
explain.
like
I'm kind of with you.
you think all of Dallas's fucking depth is Fugazi?
Yeah, I think they have too many of the same player.
Yeah.
I think they're good enough and they draft well enough, and Jim knows what he's doing.
I want to call out that comment shocked me so much that I spilled my drink everywhere.
I just
I was
think-
really
The
good.
Robertson one?
I was going to take a sip, and
I
you
just
said you
think they're
hate Jason
missing-
Robinson. I just dumped
You
it.
didn't
Yeah.
say he hates Jason.
No, I don't think. I think he's a good player. I just don't
Yeah.
think he's what people think
Because
he
people
is.
think he's the
So
100
you
point.
believe
season.
the
I think that
109
year-
point season was an outlier?
It was. He
that
has
109 point. If you look, if
380 point years.
you go,
Other than that.
if you go back to the goals he scored in that 109 point season, a lot of the goals were like goals that if you have one off season, you're scoring 20.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of like on the ice, off the stick, off 2 skates, that stuff. It wasn't pure goal scoring.
Okay.
People say pure goal scoring. If you go look back and go sit back and watch that season he had, watch all of his goals, a lot of it was luck.
Okay.
Not saying he's not a great
Still
player.
credit to him.
He's
Yeah.
he's a 70 to 80 point player consistently
I agree.
on a team, but with what they have on that team, and now they got a lot of Finns now, and they got a lot of Europeans, and they have a lot of guys that are very talented, but Jamie Benn can't do it all on this team physically anymore. Mason Marchment's gone, who I didn't love that, getting rid of him. I think he's a huge integral piece of that team.
Yeah.
Jamie Benn's almost done. He's got a year or 2 left.
Segs is almost done.
Segs is done, but Segs, again, I'm talking about like the true
Yeah, yeah.
grit guys
Yeah.
with size. They're getting very small and very light. And what did Edmonton do to them in the playoffs? They pushed them around and they pushed them
Oh my god.
out of that series. And if I'm any team watching, if you're trying to win a Stanley Cup and that's your goal, who is the most bully team right now? That's the standard, the Florida Panthers. If you're going to get to the finals and lose, what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point? You got to change something. So that's why I think Robertson to me is expendable. Now, I'm just saying, like, I'm not blaming him.
But I think
I'm
guys who
just saying,
take it are
like,
still tough.
the depth. But
You know?
then Colin Blackwell. Who's else on their fourth line?
Maverick Borg.
Borg. Like, you're going down the list. There's nobody there that can enact anything. And you look at Edmonton, you look at the Floridas, you look at Winnipeg with the Lowrys. Like, there's a lot there. So
No, it's true.
I think that's, for me, what makes Robertson expendable.
Whether acceptable or not, I said on our live show after the Nurse slash, I was like, next game someone should Todd Bertuzzi, Darnell Nurse.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Like,
No, not Nurse.
well, he's
Connor or Leon. Connor or Leon should have had retribution.
that,
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
should have ran
or
over
that,
Connor or Leon.
or that. Yeah, like you have a guy who very intentionally, knowingly, and clearly breaks your second line center's foot, and you did nothing.
Is he not first on center?
What?
First, second.
Yeah.
Ruben
it
Hintz
doesn't
is
matter.
fucking good.
He's
Sick.
nasty.
He's good.
His
And
first
you,
line.
Darnell Nurse went out and broke his foot.
Here's the
And
thing.
then Evan Bouchard goes out and like, how do you not murder someone on that team? It's
But
insane.
they did it, and they did it too late.
Yep.
But they did cost Edmonton the Stanley Cup or a chance at it because Mason Marchment taking a run at Zach Hyman and dislocating his wrist is what gave Florida the opportunity. Because as that series went on, Hyman was such a big missing piece because he had over
Agree.
100 hits at that point.
I know. It was
Yeah,
so
he was
crazy.
throwing the
That
body
hit,
around.
but that was too late. They lost the series, and that was retribution. Yes, they ended up having the last laugh, Dallas, because Edmonton doesn't win. But that hit should have been done way earlier.
Yeah.
Do you remember the
It's true.
stat I told you today?
Yeah, this is actually crazy. I want to share this with these guys.
Since 2020, 2021, the second most goals in the playoffs, Zach Hyman.
Wow.
He's a stud.
Crazy stat, though.
So
Yeah,
after
that's
Leon.
easy stats.
The
After
greatest-
Leon,
Because some of that
the
is
greatest-
Toronto.
That's Toronto, yeah.
Yeah.
The greatest
yeah.
trade ever made.
Oh
But isn't
my
that
God.
wild to think about?
And
Like,
then, and
last
then
5 years playoffs?
easily
like
a top
Hyman.
3 contract in the NHL.
Yeah,
Top
right.
3 contract in the
What's
NHL.
he making?
I think like $5.5 million. Like
Crazy.
it's something crazy low. That
Guy's
might
a
be
stud.
insane. Did I just make that number up?
I genuinely don't know.
Hold on. Let's look that up.
So yeah, we talked about Kyrou, talked about why.
Robertson. Now
And who else
Kyle
did you think,
Connor.
Dan? Oh, Kyle Connor. Yeah.
That's insane.
I haven't seen Kyle
I would
Connor
never.
yet.
I
Where did you
haven't
guys
seen
see
that
that?
one.
I think that one's only because he said he might not re-sign.
Oh.
I mean, it doesn't shock me. The mechanic.
Yeah.
I could see him going.
Yeah,
somewhere.
5.5. Nailed it. Kyle Connor, we don't have to spend a lot of
I think
time on.
he's sick.
He's
love
one of those
him.
guys, though. For me, it's like, yeah, there have been rumors that have started to swirl that he might not be convinced of re-signing with that team. And for me, the shape of Winnipeg losing Ehlers, I'm like, you got to figure that out quick. And
It's
if
a big
he's
loss.
he's out,
I love Ehlers.
I
too.
would trade Kyle Connor sooner than later. Like, I wouldn't wait for the deadline. I would be like,
one of the if not the best perimeter player in the NHL.
Yeah. Wow. Cool.
Kyle, yeah, he's incredible.
Understanding space and
Yeah.
time. There's not many guys. Austin Matthews is another one that's that good. Probably you could argue the best. I'd say Connor is second.
Yeah.
Very close. He understands how to get in and out of space, how to create space.
Yeah.
That is so hard to do what he does at his size and
Yeah.
never get touched.
It was a super
Yeah,
smart
never
move
get
to
touched.
Scores from
scratch him in
inside.
formation.
Yeah.
You're like, how did he get there, this little fucker?
That face-off goal they scored, I think, in Game 1 against St. Louis,
Crazy.
where I forgot who rims the
I
puck.
remember,
and
yeah.
Shifley picks it up. Kyle Connor pops out to that far dot. One-timer, bang,
God, that
bang
was
goal.
so poorly played.
That
too.
was
I broke that down on NHL Network.
That was a poorly what?
Defensively, it was.
What a sick play by Winnipeg.
Oh no, it was an amazing
Yeah.
play by Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I always, as a D-man,
Yeah, as a D. Yeah.
any goal that goes in, I think
You're
there's-
thinking D-man?
I always there's any goal that happens, no matter how nice, there's a defensive mistake somewhere.
I was gonna say
Like,
that's probably correct though.
Like
Like there was a
three mistakes lead to a goal, right?
yeah.
Always.
There's a breakdown
and,
every
you know,
time.
when you have
Yeah.
the Connors and McKinnons and Leons, it just takes one, but there's always that one somewhere, like a detail's missed, and that's just the nature of the beast. So I it's always funny because you guys are like, oh, what a sick goal! I'm like, God, what a bad
Yeah,
play
what a
to
fucking
do.
terrible
play,
D,
eh?
dude.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the
Yeah.
goal. I'm like, I can't.
No, I
Terrible play
cannot.
defensively.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it is like, but that's what makes like playing the game. You know, again, I only played college, but like you do see the like for you, I'm sure that's just the way your brain is wired. Like you're seeing this happen 7 seconds before the goal even happens. You're like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
this is going in.
Like
that's how your brain
negatively
works.
Of it
Yeah.
being like, oh, that's missed. Here it comes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Here it comes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to watch up top and it's easy to watch on video.
yeah. No, it's true.
So
All right, boys, we got a long weekend of this. We gotta pack it up so we can get out in the mixer and then
Hit the
get ready for
tables.
tomorrow. But until we get back on the sticks,
Sims, rolling Sims. Ashley Larry here gonna start slinging the dice.
Yeah,
That's
hell
my
yeah.
Pell show reference.
I figured let's pack it up because the car's coming in 45 minutes. So
Okay, hell yeah.
Always fun.
huge shout out to DZ and JD, two of our best buds in the game. So much fun we had at that weekend with the Pro Athlete Golf Tour, and then also just at the Borgata. Shout out Wolfie, taking care of us as he always does. But such a good setup, and I mean, God, man, those chats, those hockey talks are. I mean, that's what this show is all about.
Dude, it feels like when we get to do that with them, and like you said, massive thank you to Pro Athlete Golf Tour, massive thank you to Par 4 app, massive thank you to Caliber Golf, everybody that was there, Borgata, BetMGM, hooking us up. Those chats are what it feels like when you're just sitting around with your hockey buddies, having a beer, like being like, dude, like I can't believe they changed this rule, or I don't think this team's good. It's just, those are hockey guys hanging out and talking. That's what you get to witness. It's not like, and I love the guest interviews we get to do.
Yeah.
But that was literally just a hang with a bunch of hockey people. And it makes me feel like I'm in my buddy's basement, and I love it.
Truly. So good. We're going to take a quick ad break, and then we will be back and have some more fun with you.
You know what time it is. It is BetMGM time. We have an epic partnership with them, and I need you to get involved. So what you do is you download the BetMGM app, and you use promo code NETTERS. That's NETTERS when you sign up. Then you can bet on whatever you want. You think hockey season's over? Don't matter. We got golf. We got tennis. We got baseball. Football's back. Football's basically back. So time is now to get involved, because when you sign up with the promo code NETTERS, you can get up to $1,500 in bonus bets if your first bet loses. And while you're bored in the dog days, don't worry about it, because they have unbelievable tokens and parlay boosts and promotions going all over the place. My favorite one is Big Fly Friday. You pick someone to hit a home run on Friday, and if they hit a home run, you win. And if they hit the longest home run on Friday, you get your share of 100 G's in bonus bets. Ka-ching. So find out who's playing in Colorado. They stink. The ball goes a million miles. Pick someone there. He'll hit the big fly. You win big. Unbelievable. So download that BetMGM app and use that promo code NETTERS right now. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY for New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 for Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP for Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF for Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 for Puerto Rico. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. We are back, and we've got a little bit more unique fun for you guys because we are about to be joined by Grant Brandell, who's the bass player of the band Under Oath, who is currently on tour and a massive, lifelong Tampa Bay Lightning fan. So we had to have him on he's promoting the tour, he's promoting their new album, and we got to dive deep into the Clown Nose Boys and their Lightning obsession. So let's kick it to Grant. Enjoy.
Little Bolts talk.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we teased it earlier, but now we are here. We're very excited to be joined by Grant Brandell, the bass player from the band Under Oath, who is actually in a little, you're in like an intermission between tours right now. You're just out and you're headed back out. So we caught him. He's back home in Tampa, and we have a massive Tampa Bay Lightning fan on our hands. Grant, thank you for joining us on the Empty Netters podcast.
Thank you guys for having me. Yeah, I've got a summer off for the most part, which I haven't had in probably 10 years. Like every summer I'm gone. So it's been cool. It's very hot, but cool.
Are you gone because you're touring all the time?
Yeah.
What's the deal? Yeah. All right.
Summer is usually the hot time to tour. I mean, we did Warped Tour for
sick
back in the day, like I probably 10 years in a row to some format. And now it's kind of become oversaturated with like festivals, obviously. So it makes almost more sense to not be out unless you have like the right move.
Yeah.
Tour to tour. We're also like in our 40s, so we're not doing that anyways.
Yeah.
Families.
Are you touring mostly around the U.S. or where are some of the crazy places you're going?
This year we got U.S. next month, Papa Roach and Rise Against, and then October we're going to South America and Central America.
Sick.
And then December we'll be in Europe for like 3 weeks. So yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Not bad, Dan.
All over, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Dan, as Grant just said, it's the tours with Papa Roach and Rise Against.
Oh, yeah.
The tour is called The Rise of the Roach.
I saw that, and it's truly fantastic stuff. It's also, knowing that you were coming on and seeing that you're touring with Papa Roach made me dabble back into like the early 2000s days and just like listen to a couple Papa Roach songs that used to make me put my head through a brick wall. Yeah. So I really appreciate that, Grant. You did that.
No, they're actually playing that album, The Cut My Life into Pieces. Like, wow, the album's like 25 years. They're playing a lot of, well, not the whole album, but a lot of those songs. So it's honestly, I didn't grow up really a big Papa Roach guy. Now that I know the guys, they're literally the nicest dudes I think we've ever toured with, and they treat everyone so well.
Isn't that funny? I feel like it's like so often these guys who play that kind of heavier music like that end up being the sweetest people in the world. Yeah. It's like it's hysterical.
Yeah. I wouldn't say everybody, but yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of good guys. I'm not gonna like talk shit on people, but yeah. There's definitely the majority, I would say, especially at this age in your career, like you understand the ups and downs, and you're just grateful for people being good people, Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, for sure. It's there's this funny viral clip that went around a few months ago that was like someone being like, say the controversial thing, and this guy was like, metalheads are super nice people cosplaying as intense people, and hippies are super mean people cosplaying as nice people.
Yeah.
And all the comments were like, that is 100% correct.
Yeah. I
But
agree with that for sure.
Dude, so, as we got put in touch with you, we hear that you're a huge Bolts fan. Give us the origin story of that. Are you a Florida native? Have you always been a Bolts guy? What's the whole step in?
It's kind of a weird, so my family, everyone but me, I'm from Tampa, but the rest of my family is all from Pennsylvania, Erie. So they were a big
Erie, PA. Wow, nice.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. So they were big Steelers. Football, my dad played high school, college, coached, and I don't really know how. I mean, I can't explain. no one liked hockey in my family. No one does like hockey in my family. I'm the only one. And I remember when I was a kid, I had a Lemieux jersey. I was a big Lemieux fan. Mario.
Yeah.
Oh, not Claude? Interesting.
But I grew up in Florida. I played, ball hockey, roller, driveway, nothing big like that. And then I didn't even touch the ice till I was like 26, 27.
No way.
It just wasn't even a thing for me. My high school didn't have a hockey team. They had one later on after I left high school.
When did you move to Florida though?
No, I was born. I was the only one.
You were already there. Got it. Yeah.
My mom, dad moved down. She was actually pregnant with me, and I was born here. But and then I remember, this is so funny. I was thinking about this last night because it was going to be on the podcast, and I was like, when I was into roller, I somehow forced my dad to buy season tickets. I don't know if you remember this because I barely do, but there was like a national roller league, and we had a Tampa team.
Yeah,
Tampa Bay Tritons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
And we had season tickets, and every game, I don't even remember if the hockey was good at all. I just remember every game was a full brawl. Yes. It was just like a line brawl every game, and that's what you went to see. And it was like, it's funny because we played the venue. It's USF, the college. It's like it's there. It's a small arena, but we played there, and I just remember like going there and being like, this is all that hockey is people just brawling every game, getting pissed off. And then later on, obviously, I kind of realized, there's actual game to it.
Yeah.
When I got older, and I was like, okay, this makes a lot more sense. But played roller outdoor, used to play the super ghetto rink. Actually, the Bolts have redone since then. In the ghetto, like kids would run by and throw rocks while we were playing hockey over the fence and stuff. Like very like
classic stuff.
Where was it, Grant? Because we're down in Tampa. We've been down there a bunch. We have a pretty good sense of it.
It's off of Florida and Sly Avenue. It's I don't know if you know where that is. It's literally, there's a boys and girls club there now. Like it wasn't before.
Yeah,
like
Dan, I think
redid the whole thing.
Yeah, I think we went by there. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't like that when I used to play there, and it was you had to watch your car. It was super sketchy, but like a face group guy, a bunch of guys ran it, and we would just go play for like 3 hours a night until people couldn't like walk anymore. And had a buddy that I played with, and he's like, "You want to come play ice?" And I was like 26, and I was like, "I've never been on ice skates, but I can hold a hockey stick, so let me get a shot." And my second time skating was in a game, and it was terrifying and awesome. I loved it. I couldn't even figure out how to get over the boards. I like literally had a line change, and I was I don't know how to get back on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you're
playing for 15 years. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say now you're 15 some odd years later, and you're just ripping up beer league all the time. Was it before or after you got on the ice for the first time that you got dialed into the Bolts?
It was. I think it was right around the same time. I think really like the Bolts were not a good team for a long time. And right around like the LeCavier days was like when I kind of jumped in and stuff. And then, obviously 2004 was big, but even then I was touring so much that I wasn't really like tuned in.
Yeah.
And now, and then once I caught the bug personally to play, then I got more into like the league and stuff like that. So it's like, it's funny, like when I talk to guys about hockey that obviously grew up like high school, like, Bantam everything. And they're just like, yeah, I remember this guy back then. I'm like, I know who you're talking about, but I wasn't watching back then. So it's a weird like dynamic.
Yeah. Oh my God. So what was it like when because hockey fandom is an intense thing, right? So were you like the one person in your family and you were like, listen, I love hockey and this is what's happening and I'm fine with this. Is that your sport? Because I know it's a football town down there. It's a lot going on in South Florida. Were you all in on hockey once you made the commitment?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't even like I stopped watching football for the most part. Like I just watched hockey. I would literally I'd run fantasy leagues.
Sick.
I'd be watching, Center Ice or NHL Network. And I'd be literally like just looking at my computer, same guys with fantasy and stuff, but just like doing that whole thing. And then, when I was home, when I started playing, and the good thing about being in a band is when you're home, you don't work. You're outdoor, you work. When you're home, you're not. Yeah. I was single and I'd be skating like 7 times a week.
Dude, I'm so jealous.
Fuck me. That sounds so good.
I miss it too. It's not like that anymore.
It's so funny. We always joke. It's like when you're playing beer league, even at our age, if you have a good skate, you just want to go back out the next day. It sounds like
Yeah.
we play in a league on Wednesday and Thursday, and if you lose on Wednesday, you want to go back Thursday even more because you want to get that taste out of it. It is a very contagious men's league sport, and I don't think all men's leagues are like that. I think it's like you play men's league soccer, you get a run in, you're like, that was good. It's a good little workout, but it's rare that you're like, I want to play a game again immediately. And hockey totally has that effect.
Yeah, I've never played a sport like I've done, like, the co-ed stuff and like the soccer and the kickballs and the flag football or whatever you want to call it, all the rec league stuff. And there's just not the camaraderie that there is with hockey. I don't know if it's because there was a bar at the rink after. That's huge.
Oh, it helps. It helps.
But like I play at the Lightning like practice facility. Like,
beautiful. Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen it. And like, I think we have one of the biggest like beer leagues, like almost maybe in the country, definitely in the Southeast. Like every night of the week, besides one night, which is high school, there's beer league games. There's like over 100 teams.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
And dude, it's become so popular. Hockey in general has become so popular down there.
Yeah.
Florida's huge, man. I mean, honestly, Grant, we were talking about, I don't know if you've seen or you're up to date on all the new college rules with guys from Canadian Junior are allowed to play NCAA now. But when you're talking about the expansion of college hockey, Florida and those ACC teams are one of the first that comes up in D1. That's like, there's so much youth hockey down there now. There's so much beer league hockey down there now. It's like it feels like the next logical step. Yeah. So it's so sick that Florida, I mean, let's call it what it is. For the last, what is it, 7 Stanley Cups came from Florida. So it's like there's a reason it's getting big.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, I want to do bolts first. Bolts first. The talk us through 2020, 2021. Was that epic? Because like that one you were more invested in, I think.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, it was obviously a weird time. I hate hearing Mickey Mouse Cup, which I'm sure you've seen online.
Of course, yeah.
It's a bubble cup, dude. It doesn't count. Yeah. Fuck that. He's seething right now.
I know. I'm on Instagram just ready to comment back to some guy, some random stranger. But no, I mean, I think for me it was so cool because obviously it was COVID, so you had nothing to do, so you were so much more invested. It was awesome. The league still made it happen. I mean, that was huge just in general. But yeah, I mean, the runs were. I mean, the team was just so stacked. It's like one of those things where, like, I think now, like, looking at the team now, like, we still have a lot of core pieces there, but like the depth that we had was just untouchable. And I mean, I'm sure it's for anyone that's a fan. Like, if you're a Detroit fan, anywhere else, you're going to look at those runs, Pittsburgh back in the day, like, you're going to see that team. And like, for me, that was almost like a lock-in of like, I was already a fan, but that was like, this is my team forever kind of thing. For sure. So.
Did you get to either of those parades? Those looked epic.
I did not. So I had just to be clear, in that time period, I literally had no job and my wife was pregnant with both of our kids. So it was like, I couldn't go to the games. I wish I could have. I wish I could go to the parade, but it was just like, I was like,
got some real stuff going on.
Actually, it's all real quick.
Yeah. And then what was it like for you, because I haven't actually had to ask a true Tampa fan about this yet, during the Stamkos saga, like when that was all shaken out and you're staring down the barrel of him going to Nashville. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, were you bummed or were you like, he's asking for too much?
Because I'll tell you, Grant, from our perspective, doing what we do, so many of the fans in the comments when we do an Ask Me Anything every Sunday, it felt very much like the fans who engaged with us, who are a lot, were pretty split. There were a lot of people who were like, listen, man, like, it's a business. It sucks. Time was up, blah, 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 blah. And then there were others who were like, that was fucking crazy. How could we not give him a deal?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so I have mixed feelings, but probably more on it was a good move. He's a huge part of the franchise, obviously. Like, I think my issue with him was he is so good at what he does, which is he's like an Ovechkin. He stands that spot and he rips it.
He just hammers one-timers. Yeah.
I had a lot of, not beef with him because this is going to sound bad, but like I feel like everywhere else he was just kind of slacking. Like he'd go in the corners of the boards. It reminded me a lot of like LeCavier when he was kind of toward the end of his career.
Sure.
Great with the puck, but off the puck, just not really doing much. And I was like, for 4 to 5, I could see that working out. But when I think they were talking 7 to 8,
I know, dude, crazy.
And it was just like, it's going to be a rebuild eventually, anyways. So like, let's get the pieces moving now. So I think it was the right move. It was a bummer. Obviously, I think there's a lot of people that are like, oh, we screwed him over and stuff like that. But I think for what he was contributing, which just sounds bad because he had a great year the year before, right?
Yeah, I know. It was crazy. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Scored 40 goals. Yeah.
But what he was contributing to me on the ice as a full ice, it didn't match up. And it was kind of like, I think it was going to probably start leaning pretty quickly down, which natural is different structures from team. You can kind of see what's happened. So I can't say it's not par for the course, but yeah, I was bummed, but I was also like, this is the right move for the franchise.
Sure. Dude, I bet there's a part of him, and I don't want to, I know people that know him, spoke to his family, but there's like, and things could still work out in Nashville. Sometimes it takes a year to get acclimated to the system and gel with the boys and everything. But I'm sure there's thoughts have crossed his mind where he's like, fuck, I should have just made it work in Tampa, especially seeing you guys have such a competitive year anyway, where people were ready for a dip. You guys were a really strong team again. Yeah.
Hindsight's a bitch. You know, I mean, Nashville's a great city. I'm sure he's loving it there too. But yeah, I mean, like, it's a hard, man. That would be the hardest thing ever. I can't even imagine like being in that situation.
I know, it's brutal.
Dude, he came in so young too. Yeah. Like it's not like Tampa's all he's ever known in this country, So it was a huge move. Now,
if we talk about the team now, I know you don't want to talk about the Panthers, but if you talk about the team now, they had that amazing finish to last season. A lot of people picked them to beat the Panthers, us included.
Yeah.
They just looked so good. Yeah, they just looked so good, and Florida seemed like they might have been hurt going into the series, but then obviously it shakes out how it does. As a tried and true fan here, how do you feel about the state of this team? Because you obviously have, a great influx of young talent that's kind of like the new guard, and guys like Hagel, Point, Gensel, obviously that you sign, and you've got, Geeky coming up. But if you look at the team, Hedman's getting a little bit older, and then you've got Cooch, who is without a doubt the top 4 player in the league.
The most frustrating but best guy to watch ever.
It's going so crazy, dude.
So, you go into last couple of years in playoffs, it's just really fallen off a cliff. So, as a fan, are you as confident as ever? Are you like, no, we could win the cup any year when you've got guys like Hedman and Vasi and those forwards, or are you like, something needs to be done here?
Let me just add Cooper into that question.
Yeah,
like, are you happy are you happy? Are you like, Coop's our guy, I don't care? Or are you starting to ask questions because of playoffs?
I mean, I look at it this way. I think that it's impossible to keep a team at top tier level, for 5 to 10 years. Like, it's just like the way the league is run, the guys age, people come in and out. Like, I think that our team could go far in the playoffs, but I think it's a lot of young guys stepping up right now that haven't proven themselves. So if that works out, that's great. I think the guys that are there can step up. The Hedmans, the Kucherovs, the Points, all those guys. Defense depth is definitely a little bit of an issue for us. I think when Vasi's on, he's still the man, but his on-off is a little bit more than it used to be.
Sure. Yeah. But you're so right. I mean, I feel like it's like every year when the players poll thing comes out, he's always the goalie that everyone votes. It's like, if you need one win, what goalie do you want in net? Players are still like Vasi.
I feel like I'm a very realistic fan where it's like, they won 2 cups. I'm happy for the next 10 years.
Yes.
If they do this for all the Blackhawks, whatever. Like, I'm still a fan. I still appreciate what they did. I understand how competitive the league is. I get it. I'm not like, you've got to be in the playoffs and like long runs every year. Like, I understand the ups and downs. So like, for me, obviously I would love that. I think we have super talented guys, obviously some of the best guys in the league. It's possible. Am I betting the house on it? Probably not, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I'll be watching.
Dude, you
I love
you
that.
said well, actually we share this because I was gonna say we're New England boys, so we are Tom Brady guys, and he came and blessed you guys with a Super Bowl ring too, which was awesome. But we have so many Pats fan friends here who were so mad when the Pats got bad after Brady left. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, this is like, literally we
20 years.
We are supposed to suck for 20 years now. That's how this works. And I'm fine with that. Like, who cares? I had the best run ever.
A quick tangent though, Grant, are you a Bucks fan?
Yeah, I mean,
does your family hate you? Like you guys leave, you're like, I don't give a shit about football. I like hockey, and then also when I do watch football, I watch the Bucks. Fuck the Steelers.
No, because I always play the card if I have a backup team. So if Lightning are out of the playoffs and the Penguins are still in, I'm rooting for the Penguins.
Boom. Yeah.
If they play each other, I'm rooting Lightning, then Penguins. So
there you go. No, that works. I like that. I like that.
I'm a huge Crosby, obviously. I mean, who's not?
That's my boy, dude. I love him so much.
Such a sick player.
Yeah, it's incredible. That happens to us with the Bruins and the Kings. You know, it's like we grew up Bees fans, but like we're out with the Kings all the time. You know, and they're so nice. It's not. I got nothing wrong with a backup team. I like that. I like that a lot.
You kind of have to. You know,
I like that a lot.
Around.
Yeah.
So when you're on tour, you're obviously bouncing around to a lot of places. Are you making a point of going to see some other barns in the league and other teams? Because I imagine you're like you guys are preparing and you're getting ready in some of these locker rooms and stuff like this at some arenas.
So I've tried to. It's been hard. I've been to a couple that have been really cool. Philly, Montreal. The lineup, having an off night on tour when there's a game in that city is very tough. Coolest thing on this last tour, the first leg at the Pop Roach tour, is we played a lot of NHL arenas.
Yeah.
And I got to go into some locker rooms, which
I saw these pictures too. It's so epic.
Because they don't let that happen usually ever.
Yeah.
Usually you can see like the displays and the hallways and stuff, but yeah, they let us go in a couple and like sit down and take pictures. And I was like, should I be like sitting here? I was like in the car and like,
I was going to say, tell everyone where you were. Yeah.
Yeah. I was I did Colorado. We did Minnesota, which nicest people ever.
Yeah.
One step above beer league on their locker room. It is the worst locker room I've seen in a long time.
Fuck, that's hilarious, Dan. Because, dude, we were there for the Minnesota tournament and we weren't even in their locker room, right?
Yeah,
I think we went into some other ones. So that's so funny you say that.
I know you guys are down here. So like the Wesley Chapel rink, they have the big one down here, the 4-sheet one. Like, I would say those locker rooms are as good, if not
as the Wilds.
Than the Wilds.
Isn't that insane? Like, listen, it's a fair ricochet shot. It is insane when you see some of these reports that come out about like the state and quality of some of these places, facilities, their locker rooms, things like that, their weight rooms, and you look at it, especially in a state like Minnesota, and you just say, what the fuck are we doing here? I mean, it's the state of hockey. You're not going to give your pro team a good locker room? I
mean, it's when you go from like the Avs to the Wild, it's like it really feels like I went from like a pro team to a like club team. It was rough.
Yeah.
I'm like sitting in Flurries spot, and I'm like, this feels like I'm in my home locker room at home. This is
terrible. Yeah.
But still very cool. Like all the people that work there, like told us stories, like equipment managers and stuff, when they were there for like the Avs and stuff like that. So when I go in a locker room like that and I start looking around, you start getting the vibe. Like I get goosebumps. I'm like, this is so sick. This is where these guys are at. I'm sure anyone would that's a fan, but it's hopefully, I don't think we're doing any more really arenas. It's all amphitheaters the second half, but man, I will say that we're not headlining that tour. If we get to a stage where we're doing that, like arena tours, I'm going to be pushing for that every night, inviting all the players and trying to hang as much as I can.
Turning their locker rooms into the green room. You're like, we prep in here.
Beer for the boys after the show. Let's
exactly. Grant, also looking at some pics you've posted, it appears that you've handed down the hockey fan disease to your children. How's that going? Okay,
a little bit. They're still young. I get that a lot. My son, he turns 5 in December, and I get like you're at the rink and like, oh, is your son skating yet? Yeah. I'm like, kind of like me, where it's like he has not. He is. To be fair, that picture that you're probably talking about, the Lightning picture with us.
Yeah,
we did like an NHL.com thing or whatever.
That was cool.
But it was cool. But he has no idea. I'm going to be just blunt with you. I'm not going to fake it. He has no idea. He doesn't even know I play hockey. He just goes like, he's like, Daddy leaves for hockey because I always go, after bedtime.
Yeah.
It never works. I'd love them to come see me, but the time just doesn't work with their like schedule. And it's like I said, it's like 45 minutes away the rink for me. So I'm kind of on that path of like, if he like finds out about it, or if it stumbles upon him and he wants to do it, I'm all for it. Right now, he's just like loves comic books, and that's all he cares about.
Let him read.
I'm
that's
gonna
awesome.
do his thing.
Yeah. That's
talking
awesome.
about football. Maybe he wants to go play football. I don't know. But, you know.
And then my one other hot question for you is you're a bit of an NHL video game guy.
Oh, they ruined the new one.
Dude, we were just talking about this, like the changes they make to the new games. What do you hate about it?
The one-timers.
Yeah.
They're like, you're like going to score a 40 to 45% chance. And it's like, if I'm going into that, because I played all of them since like, 14. I'm a big gamer guy too. And like, they always do something that they try to make it better. And, you know, there's adjustments you can do, but I feel like with the new one, it's like, man, anyone can do what like I'm getting scored with like some guy hitting a point shot and the guy has a stick 3 feet wide and you're just like, what? This isn't, and it happens all the time.
Yeah.
If it happened once in a while, I'd be like, oh, okay. But it's like, you can't defend that.
So frustrating. No, it's so frustrating, dude. Totally agree. We were laughing that it's like there's been some misses in the franchise, like some years where I'm like, how did this game get so bad? But yeah, I love that you were playing it and posting some of that. Did you create a Randy Marsh character?
Oh, that's my club guy. Yeah, we like the club.
Okay.
We had like 4 or 5 guys with the country that I played with for like 6 years, and we just, you know, when we're on, we play. But yeah, my guy's Randy Marsh.
So funny, dude. I was dying. Get the celly, the flow. It was perfect.
A funny story about that is they did a tournament at the rink where I played. One of the refs so randomly did an NHL tournament.
Like an online tournament, or you guys went and played?
Like in LAN, like in person, whatever.
Yeah, wow.
And
Hell yeah.
Open. And I was
that's
like,
awesome.
me and my buddy were like, oh, let's go play.
Let's roll through, yeah.
I'm like 30. I roll up and there's like kids that are like 10 years old. And I remember the first game I played, some kid, I played the Lightning, some kid was in his Boston jersey playing as the Bruins, and he was with his mom, and I like 8-0 just spanked him. Yeah. And he literally looked like he was about to cry.
Yeah, I bet he did cry.
He went to his mom and he's like, I guess I'm not that good. And I literally
dude,
I left the facility and just went home. I didn't finish the tournament. I felt
horrible.
so bad. I was like, what am I doing here? I'm 30 years old.
Yeah.
I think the prize was like $100 GameStop gift card. Like,
dude, you gotta find that kid and get buy him the new NHL sucks. Buy him the next one.
Yeah, right.
That is fucking hilarious, dude. I love that. My God,
just killing dreams.
Yeah,
so
good, so good. Well, I love that. That NHL is a great wind down game for me too. I love getting on the sticks and just having at it.
Yeah,
wind down. I would say it's a 50-50 for me. Sometimes it's a
you get fired up.
Depends who you're playing online, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep, that's amazing. Well, Grant, tell us a little bit about Under Oath, because you joined, and I think, I'll let you tell it, but there's been a bunch of members. You joined in 2002, I believe, January 2002, and there's been several iterations of the band, and there was even a little break. So kind of take us through the timeline on all of that for you.
Yeah, so we were, typical like local band, very metal, like black metal, spikes, gauntlet thing, eye makeup. Like this is before me.
Yeah.
And I was playing other bands in the same like local scene, and then a friend of mine that I played with joined, and then I ended up joining. And the kind of the downhill spiral, not in the band, but just like of getting to know people and getting in the band. Went through like 4 or 5 members. 2004, we pretty much hit our stride with like our current lineup, and had a couple things where a couple guys left and came back. But yeah, I mean, from 2004, what's that, 21 years now? Like it's been pretty much the same deal. We had a little hiatus 13 to 16, but it's been the same guys doing the same thing for that long. Like guys, like I basically grew up with guys in my 20s, like in a van.
Yeah.
Like it was awesome. I mean, a lot of, obviously I have a laundry list of stories, but it's like, it's a thing where it's just like, I think we just in March, we put out our 9th album, let's say 8th or 9th album, I think. And, it's still something that we all love to do. It's still something we're passionate about. I think it's at this stage, it's one of those things where we kind of just ride the quote unquote legacy act if we want to, but we're not there. We want to keep creating, want to keep pushing, making new fans and just growing. So for us, I think we're in a really good spot right now.
That's awesome.
Well, we had just had the guys from OAR on.
I saw that episode actually.
And it was really cool to hear them, because similar story, honestly, where it's like guys that grew up together, local band, and then you kind of hit that inflection point in your life, like you were talking about earlier with your Lightning fandom, where it's like, yo, I'm about to have a kid and get married, have kids, and I'll do adult stuff. Are we still doing this? So it's really cool that you guys also still love it that much
Yeah.
and, wanted it to be a thing moving into that era of your life.
Yeah, I think it was, even when it's been like that kind of like, you get to the question of like, because when we broke up, it was like, I remember we were in Europe and we were playing and we were just grinding. It was just like grinding. This was before I had kids even. And we just looked at each other and was like, we just need a break. Like, I don't know what this means, if this is it or whatever. And then we decided we were done. We were done. And I remember like a year went by and, had to get a big boy job for the first time, which sucked.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, somehow, the group text, it's always the group text.
Yeah,
like
always.
somebody says something, stories start popping back in. I'm at my job just like, oh man, this is great. We're talking again. And then it was just like, we should do something. We had an anniversary of somebody coming, our drummer that left and wanted to come back. And he was like a key member. And it just like everyone started talking like, let's do it again. We were like, let's do one tour. 5 weeks. Our guys had jobs, so we crammed like 30 some shows in 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And
Jesus
just grinded
Christ.
across the country. Yeah, it was, and we were playing 2 albums back to back. So it was like an hour and a half set, which is for us, we're pretty active on stage. It's a lot. And then it just did so well. We're just like, let's just keep going. Let's make a new record. Let's do this, So yeah.
Well, like you said, the new album just came out. The place after this one came out in March. Can you tell everyone, because I saw you guys, just like the theme of the title of that album, I thought was really cool. Can you tell everyone, what the kind of the messaging behind that and a little bit about the new album?
Yeah, I think it's, I think that album, one big change we had before that album is our guitar player that joined after me, second guitar player, he ended up leaving the band. We parted ways, and I think it was a really tough thing. It had been 20, some years, but it was also like a really refreshing point because at that point now everyone was on the same page, where they wanted to go, how they wanted to work together. And just the vibe was really good. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm not going to say it's word for word what the title means. That's all interpretive to a degree a lot of times. But I think for us, it was just like, when we started writing, we got in this position where we're like, man, this is so much fun. I love doing this. I love doing it with you guys.
Yeah.
Let's keep going and like, let's do a new album. And it was like, that's kind of where our drummer actually came up with that title. I think that's where it kind of came from, was just like, we've done this for so long. What's next? We're all in a good spot. I can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is really, really cool. I love that.
It's not about death or going to heaven or ghosts. I know a lot of people probably think that. It was like, no, that's not it.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
And it's like, I mean, I'm sure you feel just hearing it. There's some cool similarities between, not to get corny here, but the vibe of playing beer league hockey late into your life. It's like, as long as you're still loving it and having fun and like, figuring out what the next iteration of it can go on as long as you want. And it's so amazing that you're being able to do these two things that you love and bring you so much joy. It's the best.
It's just like what you said earlier. It's like, I'm driving home last night at 1 a.m. after a loss with 7 guys. And I'm like, why am I doing this? And then the next time I step on the ice, which I think I have a game Thursday, they'll be like, oh, fuck yeah, let's go.
This is why. Yeah, because I love it. Yep.
Awesome.
Amazing. When does the tour kick back up, Grant? Where are you guys headed?
It's mostly, I think, East Coast is half, but it's September 9th. I know we're hitting up like New York all the way down to Miami. So just winding kind of through there. Dates are online,
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome. Well, dude, we can't thank you enough for joining. We love a fellow Lightning fan in the building. Actually, before we end, how threatened are you by the Panthers right now? Got to answer.
Oh yeah, I mean they're breaching dynasty level here. I mean it's scary.
Yeah.
You want to hear a funny story about how much I don't like the Panthers?
Yes,
please.
You'll be like, what the hell? During the last run, my wife works for a company and they basically got a vacation in Fort Lauderdale. And I think this was the conference finals. I went to the Lightning series where they got the game they got smoked, haggle with elbow. I was at that game.
Oh, you were at that game? Oh my God.
Yeah. So that was already just like, oh, we're toast. They were just, they smoked us that game. But we went to this vacation in Fort Lauderdale. We were staying at Margaritaville, ironically, on the beach with the kids.
Been there.
Oh yeah. No,
my wife's boss was down there with his family, and she's like, "Hey, there's a game tonight." And I think it was like, I don't remember what game it was. I think it wasn't the finals, but it was like the conference finals.
Probably.
And she's like,
Carolina.
Yeah, and she's Caroline. She's like, do you want to go? You can get a ticket. You have to go by yourself. You can go. And I was like, nah, I'm good.
Pass.
I'm pass.
Passes on the conference final game. I love it. Hey, you're a real Lightning fan. Now we confirmed.
Yeah.
Now we confirmed we're a real Lightning fan. Well, Grant, this is awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time. But before you go, can you just one more time let everyone know, plug the album, plug the tour, where they can find you and everything, where they can buy the album and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, album, if people buy albums, go ahead. Nobody has.
Yeah, right.
Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere it's streamed. Place after this one. And we're on tour this fall with Papa Roach in the States and Rise Against. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Would people find you guys on like Instagram, stuff like that?
Yeah, Under Oath Band, I think, is our Instagram tag. I should know that. Yeah, Under Oath Band. Website's underoath777.com. Yeah, all the normal stuff. You just search, it'll pop up.
Amazing. What's your favorite song on the album?
Devil is my favorite song, which I'm trying to push for a video somewhere down the road.
Nice.
We'll see.
Yeah, let us know if that happens. I'd love to check that out. Yeah,
definitely. Thank you guys so much for having me. It's been great.
Oh, awesome, Grant. You're the best for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Huge thank you to Grant Brandell and wishing massive success to all of Under Oath on this tour, because if you're Bolts fans rocking some guitar soloing sessions, then you got my vote of confidence.
Getting musical artists on the show recently has pumped me up so much, because I'll tell you what, there are a few things that I think is cooler than when I see a musical artist rocking an NHL jersey at a show. You see it a lot. Shout out our girl Tate McRae. She rocks them all the time. But we had those great shots of Ozzy wearing the Blues jersey. We have that sick shot of Tupac wearing the Red Wings jersey. It's just so cool when people do it. It shows love to City. So knowing that this gang is ripping the Bolts jerseys all the time pumps me up.
Sick.
Pumps me up.
Well, Dan, I wanted to ask you something.
Okay.
I wanted to ask your opinion on something. While we were at the Pro Athlete Golf Tour, I missed an event. Nothing I could do about it. I had a work event. But I missed my 20-year high school reunion.
Okay. Are you expecting me to have a reaction to this?
What I'm curious about is this. I got tons of messages about it before, being like, can you come? And I was like, even before the tournament date was set, I was like, I'll try, And then tournament date got set, and I was like, oh man, I'm going to miss that. And then I was like, in my head, I was like, who cares? Not who cares, but I was like, whatever. I'm going to miss it. And then, dude, the messages I received during and after that were like, I cannot believe you missed this reunion. What was flabbergasting to me, to the point that I thought maybe I'm not appreciating this enough, not valuing this enough. Where do you shake out on that?
I mean, listen,
will you be going to yours?
Abso-fucking-lutely not.
How come, dude?
You couldn't pay me. You literally couldn't pay me.
You have to pay, by the way, Dan.
Yeah.
The message I got, they were like,
I'm sure
it's like $25. And I was like, excuse me?
You actually couldn't pay me, and you would have to pay me. You would have to pay me a lot of money to go to that. And let it be clear, I had a great time. I had a perfect high school experience, and I love those people. But I mean, this goes into, listeners know, this goes into my nostalgia thing. Like, I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And it's ironic because we just had an unbelievable interview that's coming out next week that you'll all hear, where someone said one of the coolest quotes I've ever heard about not forgetting your roots. And here's the thing, I don't forget my roots. I water them. I water my roots. But I also don't need to go hang out with my roots.
It's like, do you water them?
I water them. I mean, listen, man, it's like, I spend plenty of time in our hometown. I go to our hometown a lot, and I talk to the people that I want to talk to. Are there people that I'm sure I would see that'd be like, oh fuck, I haven't seen that person in a while. That's cool. Yes, but I think school reunions are the fucking dumbest shit in the world. It's like, you keep in touch with and you see. You know what, man? You know what it is? These things were cool 50 years ago.
Yeah.
When you didn't have the means to keep in touch with people. I have conversations with our dad talking about college buddies, high school buddies that he would have gone to war with, and then they went off in their lives and moved different places. And he's like, I just didn't have his number. Like,
what am I supposed to fax him? Am I supposed to shoot him a fax?
How would you even do that? Do you know his fax number? It's like you'd have to go and you'd have to find out through talking to people where this person lives, and then get the phone book of their fucking town, and then call the person. Like, it's easy to keep in touch with people now. So what do I need a reunion for? The people I want to see, I'm probably already talking to and seeing.
So I hear that, and that's usually my take, because I especially feel very lucky in that a huge percentage of the pie of my close friends are people I grew up with.
Sure.
And so I'm like, who cares? I see them all the time.
Yeah.
But is there a chance that there are people there that you're like, oh my God, that's awesome that I'm getting to see you, because I don't get to see you all the time, but you are someone I would like to see? Because there's definitely a lot of people there that you don't want to see. I hear you there. But I bet there's people that you're like, oh wow.
I actually don't even think that's the case with York. I don't think there's a single person that I got.
No one I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I would love to see everybody. Yes, there's absolutely that. There will be people that I'm like, oh my God. But at the same time, it's like, if I needed to see them, I would see them or talk to them. So again, it's, and here's the thing, is like, I will go to my Andover one.
Yeah.
Because I fucking love Andover, and I also don't.
So now this is personal, dude. Now this is
hold on. I don't go to Andover all the time. I don't get to go there all the time. If I didn't go to York, Maine all the time, it would be way higher on my list. But my fucking parents still live there. Like
5 minutes from the high school.
Like, I am fine. I don't need it.
Do you think that there's a factor of success? Like, let's say that you were a Formula One driver.
I wouldn't go 10 times. My desire to not go would be multiplied by 50.
Would be higher.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was going to be the reverse. I thought you were going to be like, well, dude, I get to come back and be like, yeah, I'm a 3-time world champion.
Here's the thing.
I'm Lewis Hamilton.
In this scenario,
nice to meet you.
In this scenario, let's say I'm me, and let's say I'm on the Formula One grid, and I've been on there for 15 years.
Well, actually, yeah, I guess maybe you went right out of high school. That's cool.
Do mom and dad still live in our hometown?
Because you're not a good driver.
I'm not going. It's.
So it's there's no level of success that you could have right now that would make you want to come more.
No,
to be look at me.
I already get questions about what I do that I don't want to answer. I wouldn't need that amplified. I don't need to be more famous. Like, it's terrible.
You know what though? I did hear a story, and I have to confirm this via the person who I know well, so I will. But they ran into someone who went to school with me. I'll tell you later. I just don't want to say their names right now, but they ran into someone who went to school and graduated my year. And my year person was talking to our dear friend who was a year behind me, and was like, yeah, God knows where Chris is, or like if he would ever want to speak to anyone from this town again. And our friend was like,
he loves it.
I'm really good. I see him all the time. I'm really good friends with him. And they were like, oh, really? And I was like, wait, what? I now feel like I had to go, Dad, to put out the fire.
Yeah, you got a bad rep all of a sudden, dude. You got too big, dude. You're getting too big. You got too big for people. They think you don't give a shit.
Like, what the fuck?
Jesus Christ. God knows what they think about me.
There was probably a fucking dartboard of me at the after party, dude, at the reception. And I didn't know, dude. And now I have to go.
I think that's the other thing with a high school. You know what? There are two things that just pop into my head. The other thing about a high school reunion is, what the fuck do you do? Go, especially in a hometown like ours, which I love, by the way. But it's like, do we go to the same bars that we all go to already when I go home in the summer? It's like, oh, cool. Let's go to In on the Blues. And I'm like, yeah, I was going there anyway. Yeah. I don't know what you do that makes it special. And there also opens the door to a 20-year reunion, man. Some people are going to look real bad.
Yes.
And that's always sad.
Okay, there's a feather in the cap of not going. I didn't want to do that to them. I don't want them to have me see them like that.
Yeah, like the 5-year, I didn't go to a single reunion, so that's surprise. But it's like, you go to a 5-year reunion, I did go to my Andover 5-year.
5 years a clown show, dude.
Well,
5 year, 5 year, I'm fucking, we're all having lunch together already. And we're like, oh, dude, it's our reunion. Should we go?
I agree.
And I'm like,
but
this is stupid.
Like the Andover 5 was so gas because it's like
So
we
was the
all
Exeter one, actually.
we all just graduated college and like everyone was like still in party mode and it was a cool like how was college thing. Anyway, but like the 5-year, I think you actually start to see the beginnings of some people looking tough. Like they've been to college. A bunch of the dudes let themselves go. They're like, "Ooh, you're kind of fat, bro,
Dude, Dan,
like
well,
what happened?"
I think it was,
and then the 10-year, man. Some people are unrecognizable.
well, they give you the name tags. You need the name. I used to think that was so stupid, but now I'm like, you need that fucking name tag because it's like,
brother.
I'm not trying to embarrass myself.
You see some of the name tags and you're going like this, John.
You're like, cannot, dude. If you have to, dude, the degree lean is how hideous,
And if you squint,
is how changed you've become. Like,
and then you get the like,
you see someone and they go, hey, John,
yeah,
and they go like this, John, not bad, John.
oh, terrible,
Yeah.
terrible.
That's so good.
And
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine 20. I mean, like that's depressing, dude. Like you're old as shit, bro.
Yeah, dude. Can you believe that? 20 years. 20 years.
Special. Like you were double your age. You useless piece of garbage.
I've been out of high school longer
correct
than I was alive in high school.
Savage.
That's fucked.
Absolutely savage. So
Well, I missed it. So you got to go to yours. I might go to yours. There we go.
You know what? That would be on brand for you.
I'll
you
go to
fucking
yours.
Clown.
I'd be like, what up, DP? He couldn't come. I'm here. He's an F1 driver.
Yeah, he's on the grid. All right, let's close this episode out.
But let's take a break. Let's take an ad break.
Oh, yes, that's right. Let's take a quick ad break. Then we'll close the episode out.
All right. I want to talk to you guys about Factor because this has been awesome. An awesome development in my life. It's summer. Everybody thinks, oh, summer, it's hawk season's over. You're probably chilling. Incorrect, sir. I'm flying all over the place. I don't have time for anything. And that usually messes up my routine. But Factor helps me eat smarter because I get delicious chef-prepared meals. They're approved by the dietitian. They're delivered right to my door. There's so many choices. I think there's over 65 weekly meals, okay? The way I want to live, the way I want to eat, this is a game changer for me, okay? The variety, like I said, is fantastic. There's like salmon and shrimp. You know, I love seafood. I'm a Maine boy. You can get all that with no extra cost. They've got everything that you want from GLP-1 friendly meals, Mediterranean diets, essentially whatever you're going for with your goals in food, they can handle. They've got Asian inspired meals now because I love that and awesome flavors. 97% of customers say that Factor helped them live a healthier life. So if you want that difference in your life, I would go check this out because I'm using it right now and you should too. It's amazing. So go to factormeals.com for 50% off plus free shipping if you use code NETTERS50OFF. That's NETTERS 50OFF. Okay? Factormeals.com/netters50off. Use that code. You're getting delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered right to your door. Game changer.
Babes, it's time to talk about one of my favorite things in the world other than hockey, and that is fashion. So you know that I am talking about State and Liberty. Founded in 2015 by friends Steven Fisher and Lee Maffey. Lee Maffey was a professional hockey player, and he noticed that there were no great high-quality clothings that fit a hockey body, an athletic body, and that is where State and Liberty comes into play. They are delivering you high-end, high-quality suits, formal wear, casual fits, golf attire, anything in between, all with that athletic performance fit style. You can have some of those stretch fits. I have a bunch of those. I have them in short sleeve button downs. I have them in really nice dress pants. But then you also go up to the high quality suits where they just look unbelievable. They look like you're wearing Armani, like you're wearing Tom Ford, Paul Smith. It's as good as it gets. You've seen guys in the National like Gustav Forsling, Dylan Larkin, Sebastian Aho, and your boy. I'm not in the National, but you've seen us wearing this stuff all the time. It's truly amazing. You look like $1 billion, $1 zillion, and you feel even better. I cannot stress that enough. I love dressing up. I go to weddings all the time. As you all know, I go to high-end parties and things like that where I need to be fitted just right. And so often you just feel so uncomfortable. The shirts are choking out your neck. You can't move your arms up and down. And God forbid, if you're on the dance floor at a wedding and you bust the seam of those pants open, all of a sudden everything's hanging out. It's happened. It's happened to me multiple times. Not anymore. Not with State and Liberty, because truly they do have that athletic fit. It fits your body. It stretches with your legs, with your movements. It's fantastic. So what you are going to do, because I know that you have weddings coming up. We're in the beginning of August. It is heat wedding season time. We've got events, we've got work, we've got the new school years. If you're in college, whatever, there are moments where you're going to need nice dress clothes, suits, good business attire for work, things like that. You're going to go to State and Liberty site. You're going to use the link on our Instagram, and you are going to use promo code EMPTY10, and you're going to save 10% off your next order. Don't wear that crummy old suit you have stuffed in the closet to the next wedding. Don't wear the same work clothes you've been wearing for 5 years. Go get restocked with high quality stuff that isn't going to break the bank and overcharge you. Save 10% with that code EMPTY10 and get the best feeling clothes, dress clothes, suits, golf attire, whatever you need that you have ever worn from State and Liberty. Get it done now. Thank me later. Great word from our sponsors. Now let's just close this episode out with a fun game. We're going to do Connective Tissue. For those who don't know, this is a game where we take two players, combine their names where it sounds just right. A good example would be Jeremy Roenick Lidstrom.
Yes, Eric Lindros Colton.
Fantastic. So I've got one for CP.
I'm ready.
Here we go. This player's bio. An undrafted player. After impressing in junior, he earned a contract with the Nashville Predators where he led all rookies in goals in his first year with 24 tucks and finished third in Calder voting. After playing for two other teams, he then signed a 5-year deal with Boston, where he then became the second youngest player in team history at Boston College, and then was drafted 5th overall. He became an NHL All-Star before being traded to the Vegas Golden Knights, where he signed an 8-year deal.
Okay. Can you give me the second half again?
Yes. Where he then became the second youngest player in team history at BC, and then was drafted 5th overall. He became an NHL All-Star before being traded to the Vegas Golden Knights, where he signed an 8-year deal.
Okay, good. That's good. So that's, and you didn't say a year, right?
Nope.
But I know he's recent because it's Vegas. So like he's got to be, he can't be that old.
Well,
okay.
He's super old, and
he's 40 and signed an 8-year deal with Vegas.
Vegas is crazy with money.
Vegas be crazy. Okay, give me the first half again.
An undrafted player, after impressing in junior, he earned a contract with the Nashville Predators, where he led all rookies in goals in his first year with 24 tucks and finished 3rd in Calder voting. After playing for two other teams, he then signed a 5-year deal with Boston.
So he was an undrafted rookie on Nashville.
Yep.
3rd in Calder.
Yep.
Then played for two other teams.
Yep.
And then signed a deal with Boston.
Yep.
A 5-year deal.
Yep. You just said everything that I said.
and it's currently.
How much more do you need?
Well, I'm asking if you said that. I want to know what you said.
I just read what I said.
Read the Boston sentence again.
After playing for two other teams, he then signed a 5-year deal with Boston.
Okay. So no help there. No help.
Got so much help.
Nothing. That is a horrible clue.
I can't believe you don't have this already.
3rd in Calder, 24 goals for Nashville. And signed a 5-year deal with Boston. Must be a forward. And is he on the bees right now?
Yep.
Fuck.
Bum. You bum. Needed another hint.
He's on the bees right now, dude. He's on the bees. Oh. Two other teams. Nashville. Two other teams.
You got it.
I think I got it.
He's got it.
I think I got it.
Who did you have first?
I was pretty sure I knew the back end. I'm pretty sure the back end is Noah Hannafin.
Okay.
And I thought that because of the young BC thing. I remember talking to you about him, and I think I did like a trivia thing about him, and I said that, and you knew that, and I was like,
yes.
"Oh, that's crazy." So I may be confusing people, but I thought that was Noah Hannafin. And then the Nashville one threw me, but I think I just hit it because he played for the Lightning and the Kings previously to the 5-year Boston deal.
Who is our player, Chris?
Our player is Tanner Noah Hannafin. Tanner Genoa Hannafin. Tanner Genoa Hannafin.
Tanner Genoa Hannafin.
Great one, Dan.
That's a really good one. Shout out one of our listeners who recommended that one to me, which is fantastic.
Was awesome. Tremendous.
Really good one. Really good show. Shout out to all of our guests. Beautiful stuff. We've got an unbelievable episode for you guys coming next Tuesday. We will tease that this weekend. You do not want to miss it, just like you don't want to miss anything. So make sure you are following us on all of our socials. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. There are about 200,000 of you following on Instagram, and there's not that many YouTube subscribers. So if you follow us on IG and you don't subscribe on YouTube, go do that right now. Buy some merch, guys. We've got some great new stuff coming out soon, so make sure you don't miss out on any of the stuff we've got on the store right now. It's all beautiful stuff. 5-star reviews on everything. You know the drill. We love you guys. We will see you after the amazing weekend for this great new episode we just teased. And until we see you, make sure
that you skate hard.